Bankruptcy, Michael, is nature's do-over. It's a fresh start. It's a clean slate.
Like the witness protection program.
Exactly.
Not at all.
I'll go to you first, Paul. Why do we need anything? What's the whole purpose of these Chapter 11 voluntary administration?
Well, I mean, I think first of all, it's probably worth sort of assuming there's nothing at all, which there was until sort of the 18th, 19th century when bankruptcy regimes were first introduced. Prior to that point, creditors could simply chase debtors for their debts, and there was sort of nothing to stop them from taking them through the courts, taking all their assets, and eventually putting them into debtors' prisons when they sort of had nothing left to pay. That sort of regime obviously was highly punitive, didn't encourage any kind of turnaround, but also meant that it was a free-for-all. It was whoever got in first was going to get the most, and anyone who was slow-footed would end up with nothing in terms of creditor recoveries. So our basic insolvency regime is about having an ordered way in which when a debtor can't pay all their debts, someone is put in charge to ensure that all the creditors get a fair share and there's an orderly realisation of debts rather than a mad scramble.
The whole pre-insolvency cycle, typically the big question is, do I or don't I put this company through a formal process? And it's clear that in most formal processes, there is a substantial destruction of value, both for creditors and shareholders. And I'll say most. If you do put a company into insolvency, that does happen. So the idea of the pre-bit is to try and assess whether or not you should or shouldn't. Obviously, putting a company into insolvency or certainly into voluntary administration, it's an inalienable right of a director under the Corps Act to be able to do that. All they need to do is, with a simple resolution, majority resolution, having formed a view that the company is either insolvent or likely to be insolvent in the future,